welcome. My name is Gene, and today we're just going to move ourselves through a bit of leg, foot, and ankle work with your mat. Getting a little bit of expansion, stretching, lengthening, and certainly some feelings on those places. So, starting off, make your way somewhere toward the top of your mat. It doesn't have to be right at the mat's edge. Anywhere that you can make space to plant your feet. As you're arriving, a couple of things worth note. You do want to make sure you have some props nearby, namely your blocks, your blanket, and as we'll be doing a little bit of spine work, any kind of bolster or firm cushion that you can drape your legs over in your savasana could be nice to have. So, once you've taken that moment to gather your materials, find your way to a planted place on your feet, breathing in through your nose, and breathing out through your nose, sighing or yawning through the mouth. Whether you've got the palms actively facing forward, whether they're just softly focused, internally rotated toward the body. Knees can be straightened, legs long, or a little bitty bend. Whatever it is that helps you arrive. So as mentioned, we'll be doing a little bit of focus with your ankles, your feet, your calves, your legs as a whole. Also connecting a bit with the spine, as some of these movements will also engage your back body. So while there isn't so much like a honed focus, as it's a bit split from those two places, perhaps you use those points of reference to create a focus of your own for your practice. What's your intention today? Just that time to breathe as you need. Taking another breath and a half or two here. Thoughts in your mind softening to just a hum so that the body talk can take front and center. So, we'll start off here by breathing in through your nose, really pressing your feet down towards your mat. Spine is lifted nice and long. And on the exhale, this engagement begins in your ribs, but softening in the rib cage so that your body slowly starts melting itself down into a forward fold. Now, while you're here, you are welcome to gather those blocks. Set them for your hands as this is your first posture. And give some time to really reach back through the sit bones to the ceiling, breathing in. And then breathing out, chest returns to the front of the legs, melting your heart. A nice deep fold. Can rock the neck side to side a couple times, just getting some tension released in the skull. Even nodding your head yes and shaking your head no can feel particularly good here. Another breath. Next, inhale. Press into your blocks and feet just to lift the spine up halfway. And then exhale, bend the knees so your hands find the mat. Drop down to a tabletop. And then just brushing your blocks to the side for the moment. Once you're here in that hands and knees point, check in on your joints. Shoulders are stacked atop your wrists, hips stacked atop your knees. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. Good. Next inhale, you're gonna reach your right leg back, toes are planted on the mat behind you. And then exhale, rocking yourself back toward that right heel, dropping down to your forearms, just to start stretching out that right calf a little bit. Take a breath here. Another inhale. And another exhale, reaching that right heel back down toward the ground. Nice. Take another inhale, body shifts forward. Come back up to your wrists, lifting the right leg off the mat. And then breathing out, just doing a couple of leg circles. Choosing a right or left direction, whichever one calls you. And then reversing those circles. Again, it might be 2, it might be 3. They may not be perfect circles, but just however that right leg wants to move. Good. Now, option to stay here in a little balance. Other option to lift your left hand off the ground in a Firebird, reaching those left fingers forward. Take 3 breaths here. Got the crown of your head pointing toward those left fingers. Tailbone in line with your right leg. One more breath. Good. From here, breathing in, left hand comes down if you took a Firebird for yourself. And then breathing out, sliding that right leg out to your right side, sitting back on your left ankle, half child's pose. Now, you can externally rotate that right leg if you want, bringing the heel to your ground to get more of a stretch throughout the leg. You can also plant that right foot more on the ground in a way that serves your space for something a little softer in the leg. Good work. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, walking your hands forward just so that you can help plant out of that right leg stretch. And then exhale, right toe spring off the ground, coming back to that neutral place, right leg long. Take an inhale, you're tucking that right knee against your chest for a little cheetah pose here. And then exhale, plant the right knee back on your mat in a tabletop. Nice. Shake it out a bit. Even walk the hands to the knees just to shake the wrists out some. And of course, nice place to drink some water if you have need. Notice the little bits of heat that your right leg is feeling, maybe generating up through the body from that more tabletop-based placement. And then as a nice little interlude before moving to the other side, just gonna find our way back to a tabletop, palms planted, knees placed. And then inhale, abdomen peels down toward the ground, starting off some cat-cows here, tail and crown reach up. And exhale, really pressing into your palms, getting a nice curve in your chest. Good. Breathe in, abdomen goes nice and wide, front body expanding, and then front body receding as you exhale. Big release through the mouth if you need it. Take another 4 more cat-cows at your pace. allowing your breath to help you temper any of those louder thoughts. Maybe speaking in an octave louder than what your practice is asking of you. Nice. So when you come back to your neutral tabletop, inhale, left toes are reaching back behind you. And then exhale, dropping down to the forearms just so that you press that left heel further down toward the mat. You should start feeling this stretch all throughout the left hamstring. Nice work. Take another 2 more breaths here. For that added bit of activity, you can always just do some rocking back and forth. Nice job. So breathing in, your body is shifting forward. When you feel your wrists on the ground, that's when the left leg comes up. And then exhale, fanning that left leg to the left side as you sit back on your right ankle. Half child's pose, Ardha Balasana. Again, option to externally rotate that left leg with the heel on the ground. Gives you more of that stretch sensation throughout the back of your left leg. Nice place to revisit your focus here. How are you feeling? Classes that focus a little bit on the legs can lean you into elements of strength, into elements of toning the spaces in your body that need that sense of toning. And less so in the sense of slimming, more so with that idea of filtering out the unwanted sensations, the things in yourself that maybe latched on a little too long. Just take another 2 more breaths here. Nice job. Just like before, breathe in, the body shifts forward, hands planting on your mat. And when you feel your palms firmly on the ground, exhale, left leg fans itself back in line with your left hip. Now breathing in here, make sure your palms are fixed to the ground so that if you want to try your Firebird on this side, exhale, right hand lifts up. Remembering that tabletop feeling, you've got the spine connected to the reaching limbs of your body. Even softly rotating that left pectoral muscle so that your chest is facing the mat for 2 more breaths. Nice. If you took Firebird, inhale, right hand plants back down. And then exhale, just sighing out that tension through the mouth. Last little bit here, inhale, tucking your knee against your chest in a cheetah. And then exhale, left knee plants down in tabletop. Just like before, walk your hands to your knees, shake the wrists out a bit, drink some water. So we've done some pretty leg opening sensations here. What are your calves telling you? What are your heels? And those lovely Achilles tendons can probably have some words for you in that point. Take another breath, just cycling, filtering, gathering the information you need. Now to the catalyzing reason of why we focused a bit on your legs today. We'll take an inhale, walk your hands to the top of your mat, and curl all 10 toes on the mat behind you. As you exhale, press into the palms just so that you reach your feet down toward the earth. Heels might find the mat. Maybe even walk the feet in a little closer if you want, but it's your downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Blanket can always come with you for the wrists, if you'd like. Take another breath here. Now moving into some heel lifts. You're gonna inhale, press into your toes, lift your heels off the mat, nice little stretch through the legs. And then exhale, reach the heels back down, somewhat toward the mat where they wanna go. Another inhale, lift your heels up again. And then exhale, heels reach down. Good, take another 5 more of these heel lifts for yourself. All the while, you're just looking between your legs, specifically between the big toes, so that you can really see how high the heels want to go up. One last breath. Good work. And then from downward dog, inhale. The body shifts forward to a high plank. Lengthen the legs back, elbows beside your ribs. And exhale as you engage the abdomen all the way down to the earth. Big breath in, press into your palms. You're curling your toes on the mat as you lift your legs up. This is that Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And just holding this pose for 3 breaths. Think about reaching back with the heels as you're pressing down toward the mat with your pelvic plate. Nice focus. 2 more breaths. Good job. Inhale, dropping the tops of your legs down toward the mat. And then exhale, sliding your arms forward. Make a pillow for your forehead just to rest. Nice place to rock the feet side to side a few times. You can even think of bending your knees, rocking the legs themselves side to side. Nice work. Take another breath in that rebounding moment. And then, just to give yourself a little bit of a reprieve, take another breath in. You're going to peel the palms back inward until they're under your shoulders, elbows bent. As you exhale, press into the palms to peel the chest up, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. 5 breaths here. Think about reaching back with your big toes. It's that pelvic plate again that is pressing into the earth, allowing for that point of compression to be realized. Another breath here. Great job. Take an inhale. Arms are going to slide out forward, making a T. And then exhale, just resting your chin on the mat. So your upper body is going to stay in place. It's your legs that are going to do the moving. Take a breath in through your nose, right leg's going first. And then exhale, scorpion pose, as you lift that right leg over the left, reaching your right big toe out to the left side. Now the idea is to ensure that as much of your chest is contacting the mat as it wants to. And of course, if your body needs to do any kind of shifting, adjusting, varying, give yourself that grace. Your right leg does not have to touch the ground if it doesn't want to. Just about opening up the hip a little bit and getting that extra bit of reach through the right leg. Got 3 more breaths. Nice work. Breathing in, right leg is going to arc itself back over the body until it's back with your right hip. And when your legs are both on the mat, exhale, rock them side to side. Very brief rebound of a spinal release here. Because on your next inhale, the body comes back to neutral. Left leg's now the one that's moving for you. And exhale, scorpion pose. As you lift that left leg, cross it over the right. Again, reaching that left pectoral muscle as close to the ground as it wants to get. Scorpion pose can be a great way to discern if you're feeling some tightness in your hip space, which could in truth inform the final pose that you want to offer yourself pretty soon. Good job. Take another 2 more breaths here. Great work. Breathing in one last time. That left leg arcs itself back. Come down to your mat. And then 1 more rebound. Exhale, tip the legs side to side. Getting that body release. From here, your hands are going to fan back out in front of you. Drag the palms under the shoulders 1 more time. And then toes curling on the mat as you inhale. Press into your palms. Lifting your legs up nice and high. Upward facing dog. And then knees meet the mat. Widen them to the edges. Walk your hands back as the hips sink towards your ankles. Wide-legged child's pose. Now you're just about at that ending point of your practice today. So this could be a nice time to start thinking about the final posture you want to offer yourself. Also a good place if you want to take this moment to come up and drink some water for yourself. Absolutely feel free. Come back to that intention you set for your practice today. What you're feeling in your body, in your legs specifically. Got another minute or so of just cooling down the body. And using this time just to reflect for yourself. A lot of these poses across the different modalities of yoga and even throughout fitness as a whole, There are very specific placements in the body that you find yourself moving to that require an inner knowing, a foundation of strength and stability to arrive at those planted places. And indeed, a practice that elevates the presence of your feet, what they do for you on a daily basis. Again, whether you're working out, whether you're doing some kind of modality of movement, or even just going about your day. It takes a lot of strength to carry yourself from one point to another. So at this time, if you'd like to start moving your body to that final pose of your choice, as mentioned, I bring to you the option of using your firm cushion or bolster. Set it underneath the knees as you find your way to your spine. Especially after those upward facing dogs and cobra poses and even that scorpion that you took. This can be a nice release and relief for yourself. But whatever place you choose to rest your body, allow yourself that moment of rest, of actively meditating on what you're feeling for yourself after this practice. Remembering your breath, honoring your heartbeat. Leave behind any tension, any stiffness, any levels of discomfort. A little bit of balancing, a little bit of leg lengthening, a little bit of back opening. And finally, give yourself gratitude by thanking yourself for everything that you do on and off of your mat. Because it's your practice to cultivate, it's your body to understand with every passing day. So what did you learn about yourself today? With that, enjoy your Savasana. I'll bring you back shortly. starting to bring some awareness back to your body as the time has come to guide yourself gradually back to this plane. Because it is your space to move through, because it is your space to recognize on your own terms. Connect to a breath in through your nose, activated by each atom of oxygen that moves down to your lungs and the life it carries. Find strength in that oxygenating moment as you exhale through the nose, sigh or yawn through the mouth. Nourished by the force it carries, that will propel you onward toward whatever endeavors await you. And that same sense of strength begins to emanate from the fingertips and toes as you wiggle them softly. Just as on the wrists and ankles as you circle them gently. The neck might tip side to side once or twice. Or even pointing and flexing your feet. Just to activate the legs a little bit more. But in truth, as is always the case, it's your space, it's your practice, it's your mat, and it's your body. So welcome any movements that you choose for yourself to honor and strengthen your tether to this corporeal plane. And when you feel that you've made an adequate return to your mat, whatever time of day or evening that this practice has found you, you are welcome to end your time in your conjured savasana, just as you're welcome to gather in a seat of your choosing, the first seat of your practice today. A place of arrival that is sealed by the arms, legs, and eyes as they take upon a resonating shape. And finally, returning to your point of focus today, your personal sankalpa, your heartfelt intention. A little bit loose of an intention today. Indeed, there were elements of strength in toning, of filtering the unwanted feelings, or maybe not so much unwanted feelings as the feelings that have served you already. The legs carry us through our day. The feet carry us through our day. But it's always a nice reminder that we can choose how much we want to carry, how much we want to hold in ourselves. So knowing how you plant your feet forward, knowing how you move yourself through this world, helps you understand your body just a little bit better today than yesterday. And with that said, it has been my humble, happy honor to have shared this space with you today as you shared it with me. May you always live this life knowing where you plant yourself in this world and how it is that you want to make that planting impactful. Because you make a difference every breath and every heartbeat that you take in this world, bringing your shine and signature radiance all over for the planet to share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous, blooming heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. I thank you so much for making time for yourself and your mat today. Again, at whatever point of your day that this practice has found you, I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of a leg focus, a little bit of active heat moving through the system. And may you channel that heat in the ways that honor your authentic voice, your authentic self, for this whole world to truly enjoy. Until we meet each other on our mats again, namaste.